Hey friends, how are you doing today? Let's just make sure my mic is working. It looks like it is today. We had a little bit of a snafu last time. And Augie Talk is now in the chat. Hi, how you doing? Can I use your real name or is that not what you want me to do? I'll just wait for that to come through. So we are doing chapter 3 of Epistory today. And I just got back from a week of being at Augie Talk's house. Okay, Augie Talk is saying she's trying to change her username. Hi, Caffeine Streams. How are you doing? I'm glad to see you here. I was just saying that I just spent, we weren't here on Wednesday because I spent a week at Augie Talk's house, who is my in real life dear friend, and up in Massachusetts. I'm in New Jersey, and it was wonderful and just such an amazing time. So, sorry, I'm seeing myself from the other side of the screen. It's a little disorienting. Just very fulfilling. We had a lot of writer time and friend time, and she has an adorable 2-year-old who I got to spend time with, and it was just the most amazing time. So sorry about not being here on Wednesday, but it was nice to take a bit of a break and enjoy the summer weather with some good friends. Hey Joe, how are you? Yes, you finally made it. You're not sleeping today. Joe, the last 2 streams that I've been doing, he's fallen asleep from work and then just nap time on Sunday afternoons, as you should do. Those are great times to just chill out and take a nap and relax, and that's fantastic. But I'm glad to have you here. Caffeine Stream says, oh yeah, I can never get used to seeing myself on video. I hear people get used to it, but it is just disorienting. It is, definitely. So I just got back, as I was saying, from Massachusetts today. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, so I'm a little tired, and drove back. Got home, jumped in the shower, scarfed a quick bowl of cereal, and here I am. So this is why I'm slightly a little bit late, but I'm glad you guys are hanging out and are hanging in with me. So we are continuing chapter 3 of Epistory today, and we are going into Creation City, which is where we unlocked last time. So I'm excited to see what this new section has to hold. So let's bring up the game. Actually, Epistory is yelling at me right now. For some reason, it got onto my other monitor. I have 2 monitors. Okay, let's switch over to the game screen. It's also disorienting having people in chat. I'm really glad you guys are here. That is awesome. But the last 2 streams, I've had like no one here, so I've just been talking to myself. So I'm thrilled that you're here. But it is a little, it'll take a little bit to get used to. You know, streaming is a lot of pieces and parts that you don't realize until you're actually doing it, and it's a lot to navigate and everything. So we're handling it as best we can. Now, if the game would load up, that would be great. While I'm doing this, let me pop out the chat just to make sure I can actually see all you guys. Where's that little icon? Pop out chat. That way I don't lose you when I'm switching screens and everything. So where we left off with Epistory, I will have to go back to the ice mausoleum really quickly at the beginning of this. Excuse me. Thanks, Caffeine Streams. I appreciate it. We left off at the ice mausoleum, finishing the ice mausoleum, and we hadn't gotten all the fragments that we need to get. So I do want to go back. I have a walkthrough up just in case we can't find the other 2 fragments that we're doing. Caffeine Stream says, and in the shower at Joe, G89, gotta win all those shower arguments. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So we are continuing here with our friendly little heroine, who we've named Hera because we don't actually have a name for her, and her red fox, Vixie, who we also don't have a name for, but Vixen is the name for female fox. So we're going with Vixie and Hera. Why isn't my... Okay, there we go. So this game, if you're new to this game, we are wandering the world and in search of our lost memories. And in the beginning, when we were starting all of that, a cataclysm, let me just check the volumes here, is, thanks Augie Talk, she says perfect names. Is the volume okay for you guys? I'm never really sure about exactly where the levels are. I just do want to make sure that you can hear me okay, you can hear the game okay. The volume in the game, it does have some narration. You can see here, it says, though the mountain sadness had faded, when we actually unlock that part, the game spoke it aloud. So I want to make sure that you can hear the music of the game and me. Okay, thanks Caffeine Streams, I appreciate it. Can't see my thumbs. Oh no, we have a bug. Okay, so this is a typing game where we type out things to kill them, which is a lot of fun. So as I said, this is the Ice Mausoleum. It's beautiful out here. I love, and I was saying this before, I love the look of this game. It's just so beautiful, and the ice parts especially. I'm into ice. So I love when designers and artists paint ice, not just with a clear or a white, but with the purples and the blues and the pinks and the teals, you know, just to get some reflective colors off of it. I think it really adds a layer of depth and beauty to it. All right, so we're going back in here because we missed some ice fragments. I'll show you what those mean in a second. This is the Ice Mausoleum. I am killing all that I can, Augie Talk. Okay, wait, that's not the right button. Okay, so the fragments I'm talking about are these picture fragments that we are compiling to get a sense of the story in the particular location that we are in. So the first one we did was the Forgotten Forest, which was here. And these are two friends who, I'm pretty sure this is our heroine, Hera, and her friend that she lost somehow. She lost memories of her, so we're gathering those memories. But also it seems like in the narrative, they had a fight or something, or the friend moved away, or something happened to their friendship, and it wasn't a negative. It wasn't a positive thing. It was negative. So we're piecing those back together here. At one point, Hera says, "Don't go. I love you." So I'm not sure if there's a little bit more to the friendship here because this is a very intimate pose, but we'll find out as the story goes along. And then in the Drowning Halls, we got a graduation ceremony. The Drowning Halls came at, I'll explain this in a second, actually, as I go over the story that we just did. But this is the fragments that we found in the Drowning Halls, and it's her graduation ceremony from this school, this ruins that we found. And here in the Ice Mausoleum, we have this graveyard. I've only found two of four fragments from the graveyard. So I wanted to go back and find those other two because the whole point of this stream is to piece together the story and to discuss the storylines and the character developments and everything that we're seeing in the video game as it's portrayed to us. So if we don't have the full story, we can't really do that. So that's why I'm going back in. But what happened with the Drowning Halls? So I started to talk about this and then the game started. Hera was wandering in the woods, piecing together her lost memories, and then a cataclysm happened. A meteor came down from the atmosphere and struck into the forest, releasing all of these what I call crater creatures, all these bugs and ants and spiders and creepy crawlies that we have to go and defeat in various shades of challenges. Some are really hard. I died a lot last stream. I expected to get even harder. Augie Talk has actually played through this game and reassures me actually that it only gets harder. So I expect to die a lot more coming up. So Hera goes to seek out the meteorite and seek out the crater, and we go in it and we explore things. We get some of her memories, we kill a lot of bugs, And then we make it back to the forest after we've cleansed that area. That's the whole point of the beginning section of the game, is cleansing the forest of the darkness that the crater had and the meteorite had caused. But then on chapter 2, we get a tsunami that comes from the ocean and floods the school that we saw in that picture with water, and we have to go through that level to piece together more fragments of her life and her times and her memories, and that's what we did there. When we get to the next section, I'll explain that, because we just got a little bit of a start to it, but both the Drowning Halls and the Ice Mausoleum were part of chapter 2. So that's where we are now. I personally think that all of these cataclysms are from a meteor shower, not just one meteorite, because if a meteor had also struck the ocean, that would cause the tsunami that we saw in chapter 2. And the next section is electricity with storms and lightning and everything in Creation City. And that'll be fun to go through today. But still, those things are all caused by meteorites. And that's what I looked up in the interim between this stream and last stream, like what exactly a meteorite impact can do. And it messes up with the atmosphere, it messes up with tornadoes and storms and tsunamis if it hits in the right place. Like, there's a lot of destructive damages. So I think that's what this storyline has going on. We haven't gotten confirmation yet that it's a several meteor strike hit, but that's what I'm going with, because that's the only thing I can think of to piece everything together so far. And we're still obviously exploring everything. So let's get to the game. And I agree with you, Caffeine Streams. It is really such a beautiful game. I love the concept too. Have you played it? Is this something that you're just watching the walkthrough for because you've played it and you want to discuss some things? Okay, tab. And I love ice, she says with tons of sarcasm, because you slip and slide and can't find where you're going. Because it just kind of goes in the direction that you are facing. I'm not actually entirely sure where I'm going. I think we're just going to wander around a bit and see if we hit upon those chests. Because I looked at the walkthrough, it's hard to really piece it together. So if you happen to know where some of the chests are, let me know. If you happen to see one on screen that I'm not seeing. What is that? That's new. 42097. 2683. This is the first time we've had numbers. I really want there to be a number 24601, which is a Les Miserables reference. I'm a musical buff. I love musicals. And oh, is that one of our missing fragments? How do I get over there? I will need to figure that out. So 24601 is the main character of Les Mis. He is a Jean Valjean. He's a prisoner. He stole a loaf of bread and got arrested in France. It's about the French Revolution, and his prisoner number is 24601. So if they ever have that as numbers, I will appreciate the reference. We'll have to be on the lookout for it. Joe says, a friend of mine recommended this game, and you streaming it makes me want to buy it. You should buy it, Joe. It's fantastic. But I would love for you to also watch me streaming it, because it's nice to have an audience. Gotta say. All right, where... We have some creepies, crawlies coming out. And Joe, it's a shame. You just missed the summer sale that Steam had. It was on sale for 60% off at $5.99. So if you want to wait around for maybe like I don't know what the next sale they have is. I know they have one around Christmas time. I'm not sure if they have one before then. But it'll probably go on sale again. All right. Supposedly there's a secret tunnel somewhere. I'm just making sure that it's not anywhere here because I don't know how to get to that one area. Sounds good, Joe. I wish you had, just for your own sake. But it's a great game so far. I've played 6 hours of it, and I'm absolutely loving it. Like, I'm kind of sad when I have to wait for stream. Ooh, is this how we get over there? Sad I have to wait for stream to actually play it, but I'd like to play it for you guys because the storyline is so interesting that I don't want to play it on my own. Aha! We did it! Oh, there's a bug. The ones that come at you when there isn't a battle going on, an official battle, sometimes I get distracted by other things that are happening, like where I'm going, the fragment that I'm about to pick up, and don't notice them, and that's kind of when I die the most, is when I'm not paying attention. 3 of 4 fragments collected! Let's see what this one looks like. Did it change at all? Thanks for the host, Joe. I appreciate it. That's awesome. I've never been hosted before. I don't see anything different in this image. Maybe there's a few more tombstones in the foreground, possibly, but I don't recall anything really changing. All right. Let's go off in search of that secret tunnel now. Do. Let's see. This is obviously a mausoleum, so you have tombs and crypts and things like that. It's a really interesting level. I might need to go consult my walkthrough because I'm not at all sure where I'm going. It was helpful to have that one kind of in the beginning that we found pretty easily, but I don't know where the other one is. And I want to get to Creation City today. We're definitely doing chapter 3. Let's see. So I'm looking at the picture for this, and I'm still not seeing where it is. I think we'll find it as we wander about a bit because it looks like it's pretty obvious. But I'm not seeing anything familiar in terms of getting there, which is kind of difficult. I hate walkthroughs. Walkthroughs are difficult to go through if you're not following them completely, and obviously I don't want to follow them completely because I want to discover the game on my own. Oh, there are chests on here. This is our map that I haven't used much of. Okay, so there's a reveal that we haven't gotten, I guess, way in the back. I'm not sure why we haven't. And there's one up there. I don't see any chests on here, though. So I might just have to go in search of them. If I'm doing this completely bonkers and people are getting frustrated with me, feel free to tell me what I'm doing wrong. Alright, so we did this. Let's see if there's anything over here. Nope. And this is where we picked up the ice fragment. Let me make sure there's not another one. No, we can't get through there. How big is this map? Okay. So we're figuring it out little by little. We're having some issues with getting through things because some of the water is not solidified, so we can't pass over it. Oh, I want to go. How do I get in there? That is curious. So how are your guys' weekends going so far? Aha. Alright, let's see. Wait, there we go. Can we walk on this? Okay, good. This is... I don't think this is a place I've been before. Oh. Apparently I have. She set her jaw and moved through it. This is dealing with the ice and the cold. And her shivering, a bitter chill soaked her to the bone. Alright, well, we're close to the reveal. Is this something I've done before, or is it something new? Okay, I think it's something I've done before. But we'll double check to make sure. Because it was still popping up on the map. Although I'm not sure how to get off of the ice here. I'm just going back and forth. Whee! Okay, so I love how the... Oh, there we go. Aha! Diagonal. I can go diagonal! I keep forgetting that. Aww. Augie Talk says that her weekend or her day is going pretty crap considering I went home this morning. I miss you too. It was such a fantastic week. Yeah, I definitely, I missed your presence already. Joe's asking, what do all the lines on the ground mean? Are they part of a bigger narrative? The grid? What lines on the ground? Just the little... The squares of I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about, Joe. Oh, the sentences. Yes, okay. So, sorry, I thought you meant actual lines. So yeah, so as we move through new areas, lines pick up on the ground. If you want me, we're sort of out of sorts here because this is a level that we already did. We did this last stream. So we're not going in order. I'm just picking up a few of these lost fragments that are these images right here. I have one more to collect in this area and I didn't get it last time. So that will fill in the remaining pieces of what transpired in this ice mausoleum. So this is what we're filling in. And the lines on the ground, the sentences, give us the narrative, give us her almost like first person account of what's going on as she's wandering through. So in the ice mausoleum, it was mostly she's feeling cold. There's an eerie music to everywhere. She eventually calms the music to a more beautiful sound and the sadness kind of goes away. And that's what we did in this section. But right now I'm just trying to get the last fragment so we can move on to the next section, which is a city dealing with electricity. Does that make sense? Let me know if that... So a lot of this is just her being cold. She set her jaw and moved through the ice and the cold. And again, this is, again, like her companion's warm skin beneath her, helped her traverse the cold walls. So it's a lot of cold and ice related things. Okay, this is not there. So I have a picture of where I'm trying to find, the section I'm trying to find up on my screen that you can't see. I don't want to give you guys spoilers. If I can at all help it. but I'll know the section when I see it. So we can hopefully move through this fairly quickly. It's water, can't go through that. And this is talking about the music echoed down the corridors, so there's some bugs. And we defeated them! So there's a hidden tunnel somewhere. Oh, Joe, I also liked this part, A Song of Lament in minor key. I talked about this last time, but I just love the care that this game takes with everything. And one of the things is that a song in minor key as opposed to major key really does have a hint of sadness to it that is really beautiful. And I just like the attention to detail that this game gives. Since I don't have the chest on my map like I'm supposed to, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go, but I'm guessing it's not where I am. So, let's get out of this little... I love typing to kill the enemies. Yes, I think you'd be really good at that, Joe. I think all writers probably would be really good at it. Given that we write all the time, this is the perfect game. And you'll see later on battles, like these are just nuisance enemies. It gets really convoluted during the actual battles. This one's a little confusing just because the actual bugs are coming along with some bats that are not part of what you're supposed to be killing, even though they're flying at you. How? Oh. For a minute I was like, how did I get over there? Because I'm stuck in this island of stone and I couldn't figure out how to get back. Okay. Oh no. And when they surprise you like that... Oh, okay, you're dead. It's even a little trickier. Okay, no, come this way. Oh, bury. We're gonna bury you in the ice with all the other dead people. Can I go diagonal? No! Oh, how do I get to that other part? I've done it before. I just don't quite remember how I did it. So Joe says, oh yes, as someone who studied music, minor keys do have that sad, somber tone, so that pairing of lamenting in minor key is really nice. I fully agree. Alright, I feel like I'm on a slip and slide. Except I really don't want to be. So let's see if I can go around this way. Yes, I did. That was a lot easier. Alright, I don't know if I need to do this again. No, I don't. Okay. This section with the squares, not circles, came before, where I had to unlock certain routes to take, and you had to get on the squares one by one, and they would reappear in their next position as you crossed over one. So it was a little difficult with all the ice here. I think I'm stuck. Like, okay, there we go. Go back this way. Let's cut across. Except I can't because it's all blockaded by rocks and stones, so that was pointless. Yay! So Joe, you studied music, like professionally, or in college, or just in your own time? Like I played the flute when I was younger, but So I appreciate music. I sang in choir and played the flute. What did you play? I'm guessing one of these is a secret tunnel to somewhere. But not here. So I was debating whether or not to actually do this on stream or not, or just do it off stream, and I figured that anyone who's actually following along with the game would want to see how we got to where we're going and the reveal of all the fragments and everything. Oh, lots of bugs. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. Because ice magic makes them all pause. Okay, good. Woo! Oh, next Joe, he says, I briefly went to community college to major in music. I played and still play piano. I've been playing since I was 13, mostly classical stuff. Beautiful. I've always wanted to learn how to play piano. It was never something that, not to say I couldn't practice at it and get better at it. No, this is still not where I want to be. But I'm trying. I don't know if you can see it. There's a keyboard in my office right behind me. That's what I'm trying to learn on. But since I played the flute, I'm having a hard time doing two different things with my hands. You know, with flute, and most instruments, they work together to create a single sound. So feeling like I have to split my brain in half to play bass clef and treble clef confuses me. So I have tremendous respect for piano players. There it is. Okay, well, that's funny. We didn't actually even need the walkthrough that we got because I didn't use it. I just found the chest. And this is the tunnel. Yay! Okay, awesome. And apparently if you do these too fast, because you could just, you know, type really fast over the A's and the M's and whatever they are, it can glitch out, so I'm going to be careful to not try to do those so fast from now on. Anything else here that we can shatter? Nope. Does my keyboard say Portable Grand DX? I'm not sure. It's a Yamaha, and it's a portable, I think it's a portable grand digital piano, if that makes sense. It's definitely a digital piano though, and not a keyboard. They were very specific about that, and it has like the hammer, the piano weighted keys, so it feels like it's a piano and not just like the plinky automatic pressure of like a keyboard. My friend who is a music teacher has the same one, which is funny because I didn't know that when I bought it. Like it wasn't like, oh, hey, do you have any good recommendations for keyboards? It just happened to be that we wound up with the same one. And she's a professional musician. She's in a few bands, and she is a music teacher, so she uses hers quite a bit. So I know that I'm in good hands with it. That's awesome, Joe. That's really neat. I'm glad that we have the same one. Again, I feel like I'm in very good hands with it. I just need to learn how to play it now. Do you have any tips for how to learn left hand bass clef stuff? Because that's what I feel like I'm floundering on. Like I can read treble clef, I know what all the notes are on the keyboard or on the piano. Just putting the two together eludes my brain. But it's probably really good for continued mental acuity and challenging my brain and everything. So it is something I want to get back to. For a while, I was playing every night and just, how did I get here? Like that was something I would do in preparation for going to bed. I would wake up in the morning and do it in the morning, and then I would also do it in preparation for going to bed. And it was just such a relaxing activity to play music as I was doing those things. Actually, you know what? I think, can I just exit out of here? Now that I have, did I get distracted? We didn't actually look at the fragment. Oh, wow. Huh. I'm perplexed by this image. I don't know if her hair, if she is just in shadow. Yes, Joe, I said I have trouble reading and playing two hands at the same time. I guess so. I think I just have trouble playing two hands at the same time. I could memorize the song and still have trouble playing two different things at the same time. Does that make sense? I mean, I guess if you're doing just a straight chord and doing the melody on one hand, like that's fine. But as you said, you play more classical music where the two stanzas, bars, lines of music are often doing different things. So that's what I have, I guess, curiosities and questions about, like transitions between the two, and like just getting your brain to focus on the two different sides of things at the same time. So here in this picture we have, I don't know if it's our heroine. She has blonde hair, and this woman doesn't look like she has blonde hair, but I'm going to assume for now it is, because our heroine has featured in every one of these images so far. Like, these are her memories that we're collecting. So I don't know, I guess maybe she lost someone. Maybe she actually lost her friend. Maybe she lost her father. Like, her father was a figure early on. So I'm curious about what this reveals about our larger story. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll talk as I navigate to the exit, wherever that might be. But I love graveyards. Yes, Joe, I am having trouble. I love that. That's a great pun. Did you know that there's a word called paronomasia, which is, I think it's literally being punny. Let me look up the official definition really quick. Paronomasia. Yes, a pun. It's a very long word for a single syllable word. That means pun. Paronomasia. It was a word of the day that I subscribed to a few years ago. And I don't know, have you ever read Piers Anthony? He's big on puns in his Land of Xanth books. And I just think they're delightful. They've gotten a little less delightful as they've gone on. This is a series that began in the 80s. And he's basically contracted to do one a year, I think. So he's gotten a little tired of writing them. But so the quality of them has fallen off a little. And a lot of readers at this point give him punny tips, which is fun, seeing your pun in the books, featured in the books, and acknowledged in the credits. This map really doesn't help me at all. Hey, Augie Talk, did this map ever help you? I know you said that you didn't know that it revealed the chest, but it didn't even have the chest on it for me. Maybe I haven't leveled it up enough. Piers Anthony, Joe, is the name of the author. Piers Anthony. And the book name is the first one, I believe, is a spell for chameleon. It's the Xanth books, Xanth. Oh, right, I was just going to try and transport out of here. I have teleport. Oh, but I guess I can't in this map. Okay. All I need to do is find my way out. And I'm having trouble. We didn't come this way. Okay. I want to move on to Creation City now that we have all the fragments. Okay, Song of Lament in minor key. We came up from this direction, I believe. Music echoed down the corridors. This was a very poignant line. The ice was marked with signs of death, places for lost memories to gather. That's what I was going to say. About the graveyard in the picture. I love going to graveyards. I think they're beautiful. I think they're solemn. It's a place for respect and sadness and honoring and everything. But it's also just a place that has this beautiful spirit to it. So I like going to graveyards and looking at the different headstones and looking at the dates and the people and the different designs. I think they're beautiful. I don't know where I'm going right now. Not that way. So yeah, I just like checking out graveyards. Does anyone else like going to graveyards, or does that make me a total creep? But there was a graveyard in college that was near me, near my school, which is actually not far from where I live now, about 10-15 minutes. And we could walk there from school, which was good because no one had a car. And we would just go and sit in the graveyard and talk and just envelop ourselves in the beautiful atmosphere of it. I just came through here. I am severely directionally challenged. So if you watch streams with me a lot, which I hope you guys do, you will definitely notice that I don't know where I'm going a lot. Joe says, I would love to incorporate wordplay into my writing, but I always felt that they made it less serious. But apparently my joking silly writing is good, as confirmed by Scott. Yes, I love your joking silly writing, Joe. I think it's fun, it's delightful. I think you have a really great way with words. That's a pretty face. The faces of dissatisfaction and not knowing where I'm going. Okay. I have to go this way, I think. Yes, all right. And I think playing with words, Joe, I think you're right. I think it lends itself to a silly tone. But as you'll see in the Xanth books, if you take a look at them, they're the first 9 really are fantastic, because that was what they're still good after that, but the first 9 are really, really tight and really good, because that's what the original series was contracted for. So you'll see, the levels of quality in that, as we've discussed in Scott's stream. Quality tends to go down in books as you have publishers creating deadlines for you, readers hankering for the next book and clamoring for the next book. Also, as you want to move on to other projects and just can't, like, all that takes a toll on your work. And it seems like trying to get over there again, which we've done. Oh, I remember how. But since we've done this before in this episode, I have a feeling that this isn't the way to the exit. Oh, let's Please find the exit. I'm back in the same place. Alright, let's look at this map. Is that glowy thing at the bottom the out? Because I don't see anything else that would be the out. I just want to get out of here. Okay, we made it there, but I'm not... The air felt heavy as if laced with sadness. Yes, it does feel like that right now, doesn't it? Okay, so here she felt cold. Aha, wait, is this... No, that's that... Yes! Okay. We found a way out. Alright, we can move on to new things now. Chapter 3 is coming up. So this is as how we exited the ice mausoleum. Though the mountain sadness had faded, she carried it with her now. It was a good sadness, an honest sadness. And the mountain thanked her for relieving it. I think there's an important, as I traverse to this next area, I think there's an important point to make there, that Hera is taking on sadnesses that are not her own, and that can be a very dangerous thing to do. Obviously, it's looked on as a heroic thing in this game, but I think we have to be careful with whose sadnesses we are taking on. We don't want to take them on for everybody because we don't have that much to give. And I think it's an important distinction to make that. Can I get through here? No. That is definitely a language I do not speak yet. I think that looks like our lightning, electricity power that we're about to go get from Creation City. But with carrying sadnesses on as your own, have I been lost this whole time? No, we found 2 fragments. We were looking for other fragments in the ice mausoleum, and then after I found the second one, I couldn't find my way out. So we have been lost for a little bit, but not the whole time. And in this level, I have this nifty little power that points me in the direction of the next point of interest. So that's what we're kind of using now to quickly navigate our way to where we need to be. Okay. Oh, and there's a buggy up there who is apparently doing yoga. He does not quite look like a yogi bug, but I guess a yoga bug or a yoga anybody can be come in all shapes and sizes. They're just not the typical demeanor for it. I would expect one of the spiders to have the word yoga. That's another thing about this game, that it's very particular with the words that it uses. Yeah. In like all of the ice flow areas and the ice creatures, they tend to have ice-related words like cryo. I can't think of the words now, but things dealing with ice. I want to say my own made-up words because I'm writing a story that takes place in an ice world, which is why I'm so infatuated with ice. But I want to say my own made-up words and not the ones that they've used, and I can't think of the ones that they've used right now. The real ones. But they use like frost and crystal and crystalline and things like that. Facet, which I know is a favorite word of Scott's, Joe. Like Joe Scott loves it when we use the word facet for things. Okay. We are at Creation City! And we're just...
Up ahead lay a city, lit from within by a million stars.
Ooh, pretty. This sounds gorgeous, or like it's going to be gorgeous.
Something new.
Artistic, that's a good word. Yeah, Joe, was it you that used facet? I used facet and then someone else used it. I thought it was you, maybe not. I can't see what that word is. There's a pillar in the way. Oh, biconvex. Yes, I would not have guessed it was biconvex. New zone ready to be revealed. Awesome. Let's make sure we don't have anything other triggers around here to unlock. Any other words to get rid of? Yeah, I think we're good. I love new places. I love this game. This game is just so beautiful and detailed, and it's just such a love letter to words. Are we going over here? Yes. Oh, okay, sorry, Joe. That facet was not you. You wish you could take credit for using the word flaccid, but I think someone else has that honor. I don't remember who brought up flaccid. Yeah, that's funny. But it was quite the topic of a stream one day. I think he brought up the word flaccid, actually. He brought up using flaccid verbs, and chat just took that to a very different place. But this is Scott Wright Stuff stream, he's streaming tonight actually at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. He streams every Sunday night and Thursday night. And it's a creative writing stream. I've talked about it before here, but we'll go over it again. Where he does exercises and prompts for people. Up ahead lay a city. So where am I going? Where is this new section to be reviewed? Oh, there's a gate. There's a plank here. Okay. I didn't see that. Was what the movie I
She
mentioned
stood
on
below
cover.
a sky-born city, amongst its roots of iron and steel.
Okay, so this is for those who are new to the game. This is the tricky part. You see my blue ring that is surrounding me right now. That means I have an ice power activated. To get these brambles, I have to have my fire power activated, which is denoted by the red words instead of the blue words. So I actually have to type fire to activate the fire power, and then I can type the word to unleash the fire. That gets really convoluted in the middle of a battle. So it's a great mechanic. I'm not saying it's a bad mechanic. I'm just saying I die a lot. Or things get very hairy in the middle of battles when you're facing, here we go, different powers.
But the city was crumbling to rust and ruin.
Everywhere in this area is crumbling to ruin. Much like her memories. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if...
Devastated by the wrath of the storm.
Okay, so we're devastated by the storm. Okay. I wonder if we've talked about depression in this game. I think that she is a character who is going through some depression, some mental anxiety, some difficult times, and I wonder if all of these locations are sort of a reflection of what's going on in her mind. Ooh, 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 dead. Hold on, I can do better than this. So for those who can't read chat right now, Joe is saying, was that the movie you mentioned on Twitter? It was this lady typing and she was saying certain words. I'm at a loss, Joe. I'm sorry. I'm confused. I don't remember mentioning a movie on Twitter recently. I may have and just forgotten it. Sorry. I really do apologize, but I'm just not quite sure. Okay, so those creatures that we just died from, we need to actually run from, because see, they have a power that we don't have yet. So we actually need to escape them instead of oh shoot, paranoid. We need to run away from them, and when there are things in the way, that makes that even harder.
She recognized the machines of industry.
Are they coming after me? I want to continue that way, but I want to see if there's any, like if there's a chest down here first before we really continue on. You know what is this? Something I can't do yet. Okay. We'll head back this way when we have the power of electricity. The power of a god. We're going to become Thor. He is not the god of hammers. He is the god of lightning.
And the fires of creation. Within the strange constructs around her.
Oh, sorry, Joe. You're right. Okay. It's 10 things I hate about you, and the word was turgid. You're okay. Sorry, I completely blanked. That's my bad. Is that our power? Can we get to you? No. I want you though. Is this door closed? I guess it is. Alright. Why is that door closed?
There was so much she could learn here.
Like engineering.
It's perfect. I'll take it.
So the little script like that is not the narrator talking, that's clearly our heroine talking, and that door is still closed. And that would be like in a book if you have italics or or dialogue, italics in flashback form usually, discussing the inner character's thoughts and dialogue from a previous scene or flashback. Okay, so the middle door for all of these is closed. So let's go this way. I have a friend who's an engineer. I'm immensely impressed by people who do things that I can't, or do things that I don't know how to do. And engineering and math and things that involve numbers are definitely in that category. I am true writer, artsy person, liberal arts all the way. And it's hard for me to that door's open, but this one isn't. Okay. So it's hard for me to wrap my brain around things that I don't naturally do well. And people who can just do things, engineering things and understand them, programming things and understand them. A few friends whose husbands are programmers.
Everything here was so big, so cold.
I don't think it's as cold as the ice mausoleum. That was literally ice. Or are we talking about the metaphorical cold? That everything is steel.
Excuse me. Hi, I'm lost. Hello?
Ooh. That's what I felt like before. I needed some friends to tell me where to go.
How could she survive a place like this?
So I was saying maybe it's the metaphorical cold, how everything is steel and not natural.
Then she saw the secret, the spark.
The spark of lightning! Touch it, touch it.
Lightning in a bottle.
Okay, so that's an interesting phrase to say for getting our lightning power, because people often talk about getting ideas and inspiration is like capturing lightning in a bottle, because they make you feel so alive, for one, like as if being struck by lightning, but also it's such a rare occurrence to capture lightning in a bottle that when you get an idea and you can actually capture it and put it on paper or canvas or in musical form or however you have your idea form, when it's alive and beautiful and perfect, that translates to capturing lightning in a bottle. So this lends credence to me thinking that this is more and more her internal world that we're seeing, and that we're actually going through a writing process, a writer's creative process, as she's...
And her skin tingled with the static of creation.
Well, that helps too, because the static of creation is what we all feel when we're... No, Augie Talk, it wasn't in a bottle. It was just an orb that was sitting there. Which is why I'm thinking, I mean, that would have been cool. That would have been a nice touch. Which is why I'm thinking it's more of a metaphorical phrase as opposed to like a literal phrase. But that static of creation is so on point with how it feels to get a writing idea and to get in the zone and just be furiously typing away at your story and just having these ideas come alive for you. Like, it actually feels like tingles on the skin. And it's such a beautiful, amazing, magical feeling that really can't be rivaled with anything else, I think. It's just such a unique experience, not just for writers, but for creative endeavors across the board. That tingle of creation. So now, Gigavolt. That's a... Oh, I need to do Spark. Oh, that's what we are doing now, Spark. Gigavolt. That's better than the word lightning. That would have been long. Do it a few times, I guess. It's opening and closing the door. Okay. There we go. I didn't mean to hit the tab. Spark magic will leap to a nearby insect. Let's see how that translates. I didn't do it fast enough. I had to think about Q-U-E-U-E. There are a lot of U's and E's in that. I had to... Oh, that said all right next draft, didn't it? I was looking at the camera and not at the screen. Another time that I died, it said all right, one more for the scrap pile, which is lending more credence to the fact that she's writing something. Okay, let's kill you this time, instead of you killing me.
The city began to awaken at her touch.
What's back here, though? Trying to look... Oh, nothing. Alright. I'm trying to locate the fragments, too, as we're going through this. Insulator. Spark never leaps on an insect's last word. Choose your targets carefully. Oh, great.
She could change it. She could heal it.
I like that she's so concerned with healing everything around her. Like, that's very sweet. And heroines need sacrifice. They need to realize that there's something bigger than themselves to go through their story and to become the hero that they are. And we're seeing this with Hera time and again. That she wants to heal the world. That she wants to not only heal herself, but heal the world around her. The darkness of the forests, the sadness of the mountains, and now the strangeness of these ruins. We're seeing that she wants to fix everything. What do these do? Okay, we're powering on the reveal. Oh. We went to a new section. Okay. Alright, there we go. Door.
She did not truly belong here.
Oh, we're turning on the lights. That's pretty cool. What is this one? So we are actually fixing things. That's really nice. And here is a fragment, I'm sure. We need to move over to ice magic now for littoral. And then we can solidify up those ice flows and get this hopeful fragment. Oh, there's a ramp.
Perhaps with the courage of her dreams, she could make it her home.
So doesn't quite feel like her home. But maybe she can make it her own. 1 of 5 fragments collected. And there's bugs. I'll take a look at that in a second. Okay, so let's see what this fragment reveals about Creation City and her memories here. Ooh. Oh, I love that. That, to me, looks like the night sky. And there was some words in the beginning that talked about Creation City glowing from within by a million stars. So that might lend itself to this drawing, this image. Maybe it's of a city landscape and the skies and the stars are above it. We'll find out as we go along, but I love the colors. The colors are very my colors. As Augie Talkie very much know, the purples and blues and teals are peacock colors, which is why I like them. And they're galaxy colors and night sky colors too. So I'm really interested to see where this one goes. Carbonic acid is the acid that occurs when CO2 and water combine. It's actually what makes acid rain, I believe. I had to look that up for something in my work in progress in my novel. So I now know what carbonic acid is. And there's a funny story about that. I was on a cave tour in Wisconsin one time with my sister, and the tour guide was telling us that oh shoot. I was in the middle of one word and had to quickly type it out so I could get the bug. Same problem here, I'm gonna die. Sorry. That was a longer word I couldn't quite get through. Wait, that's not how it's supposed to go. Isn't that the truth? Okay, he'll be coming back. Somewhere. I didn't kill him. Or maybe I did at the very end? Oh, nope. Sorry. I was looking out for him and I still didn't see him. I thought he was coming from the other direction. I can definitely do better than this. I'm waiting for you. Let's do easy ones. Okay, here we go. Aha! I've got you. You're coming up from the bottom of my screen. You're really hard to see. So these ones are glowing, but they're not giving me a word. Which is really strange. Because I should be able to defeat them. Or break them. But it should come up as the regular, whatever power it happens to be. But we can do these. That's curious. Oh, I forget what story I was telling. I blame my brain. If anyone remembers what story I was telling, please let me know and I will continue it. So there's one of these, like manuscript. Oh, okay. So I need to highlight these in, not in order, but I think just sinew, sword, in altogether, but we don't have these open right now, so we can't really do that at the moment. We'll try and leave them open as we pass along through. I really forget what I was talking about. That's frustrating. Just one over here. There's no way out. Those don't work. Maybe if we go back down. Let's see what back down brings us. I think there were more of these teleporter things that we weren't able to get in the beginning. Let's check out this way. Yes. And now we teleport up, I assume. Or down. Or over. We've already done this part. This is the beginning. So I'm guessing this is how we get out. New upgrade available. I think we're going to upgrade our map and try to make it more useful for us. So let's do knowledge. Oh, that's why we didn't have chests on the map, because we haven't upgraded our map fully. So we need 2 more points and then hidden chests will be displayed on the map. That'll be nice. Since we only have 1 point, let's save it. Or we could do spark. Spark magic will bounce to more than 1 insect. That might be helpful. And we usually get 2 points at a time. So yeah, let's do a spark. Since we're on that power now, upgrade it a little bit. Okay, that's just the exit. So what are corrupted nests? Oh, is that where we actually have our battles are on these reveal type things? Oh, we just literally went 1 below where we were. On these reveal type things that are surrounded by a dark... Ooh, okay. Shoot, I'm on fire. Nope. That changing up the power is really convoluted sometimes. 1 more for the scrap pile. See, that's what's making me think that she's writing a book. That and a few other clues. But that was my first clue. That she was engaged in a creative endeavor. Didn't I run up this way before, though? And I can't do it now? Yeah. Oh. Nope. Guess not. Again, I wasn't prepared for it. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. Wait, maybe I should try that again. Yes. I got on Spark Magic to start out because we were in Spark City. Yes, Joe, the snake got me again. Okay, we're on spark magic, so I can kill those things when they come up. But since we also know now that that ramp doesn't take me anywhere, I don't actually really need to kill them. I can just teleport away. And that sounds great. Okay, that's just working now. Alright. Is there anything? I think this was just that broken ramp. I wonder if I activate that from down here, if that'll change the doors up on the other level. That's what I'm trying out here. Yes, it does. Awesome. Still can't get though. Did not mean to walk across it like that. There we go. That one is still shut. Can't do anything with this yet, but we can establish the bridge. Are there any others that got opened? I don't see any others. Okay. Huh. Okay, we're figuring it out. Ha! Not today! Or not this right time. This very second. Because I've already died today, so I can't really say not today. Aha! And we opened the door. Nice. We'll go back through here. But how? Did we get over here? Yeah, I know I can get those lights. I'll get them in a second. I just want to get this first. Can't see the other one. Key. That is one of the few two-letter words in Scrabble for Q without a U that actually is valid. Key. I know that from playing Words with Friends. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it actually has a real meaning, or if it's just one of those scientific abbreviation type things. Okay, let's get these first. It. I have not read it. The actual book It by Stephen King. I hear it's really amazing though. Yay. And now we teleport. So I can center myself on the thing. There.
She would try to fit in, to belong.
With who? There's no one here. I mean, first of all, trying to fit in, to belong somewhere is never a great thing. That is actually what my work in progress is about, is how you can't do that. You need to be yourself and embrace who you are. And the right people
Among the
find you.
ironworks, the strange towers.
I mean, I get that she just wants a home. And I understand that impulse.
Keep the lights on for me.
Oh, is she afraid of the dark? Is this her as a kid afraid of the dark? I was afraid of the dark.
Keep the machines on for me.
Oh. How? So that's not a door. What is it? And where am I supposed to go? So that's fallen across. I can't pass through there. I look forward to hearing about it, Augie Talk. I really want to know what you're thinking, but I'm not to the end yet. Augie Talk has made a discovery. Alright, I'm a little confused. So now I'm locked in this room, which doesn't do me any good. So we'll unlock it. And go here. But I can't get through this. All of that is closed to me. Well, I'm confuzzled. Oh, maybe this one? Yes. Okay. As long as we can see the little power thing that moves the doors, we're good. Augie, make sure you remember what you're thinking. Write it down somewhere, because I really want to know. machines. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was curious about that. That I'm going to keep in my brain. Alright, so this is just a big power-up room, I'm guessing, because it doesn't look like it actually leads anywhere. So now we're going down here. No, we're not. Thought we were. Ooh. Alright, I need to get that door open, but if I can't see... Yeah, that's not... If I can't see this, then all of them close on me. Oh, I see it. I think. No, I don't. Because for this one to be open, the other one needs to be open, and I need to be able to access it from here, which I can't do. Nope. We figured out part of the puzzle. Now we're just trying to figure out the rest of it. If we go out here, what happens?
She saw glimmers of light far above her. And dared to think that she herself should shine.
I think she can. I feel like that other... Okay, hold on. Since this is continuing the story, I feel like that other way is probably to a chest that we need. Is my guess, because there wouldn't be a room there if we weren't supposed to try to figure out how to get through it. I'm guessing. This is closed, right? Yeah, I can't go that way. I can't get up this way. Okay. Need to go all the way back around. I think. I'm hoping. There's a bramble down there. There's definitely something down there. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Alright, need fire and kindle. Is my sound fuzzy and warbly? I think so? Is that how it's coming through to you? Like my sound in the game, you mean? Like like my vocal sound or my music game sound? Because my vocals shouldn't be fuzzy and warbly. And yes, I was right. There was another fragment down here that we could have just missed. I'm glad we didn't. Oh yeah. Oh, is it snow? Or are they stars? Either one would be pretty. But yes, that is the cityscape. I wasn't expecting this particular vantage point from it. I thought we would be looking kind of like on a lookout hill for it. But this is better. We're in the middle of the city looking up. And it could be snow, those could be stars. Drops of dust on our camera sensor, which I'm doubting, but it could be. Alright, now to get back. Not yet. If the game is sounding choppy. Sorry about that. My CPU, my frames per second are currently dipped down to 16 instead of the 25 that I have it at, so that could be it. And if that's the case, I'm in the process of trying to fix that. I am streaming on a 10-year-old Mac, which is bad for gaming in a lot of aspects. Macs are not great for gaming because people just don't make games for Mac as much as they do for Windows. And the fact that it's old means that it needs new upgrades. And I currently have sitting in a box over on my staircase a new GPU, which is a new graphics card that hopefully I will have installed for the next stream. So hopefully that should fix that frames per second issue. And I'm sorry that the sound is a little bit choppy right now if that's the case. But I'm trying to figure it out so we can continue doing this with fewer interruptions and fewer issues than we're currently having. But the point is, I'm doing it and it's not perfect. And I'm glad you guys are still watching. But for me, like, this was a huge step to take because I am frankly I know how horrible of me to do something with it not being perfect. But this was a big step for me to do live video and to put myself out there in this way. It is actually very scary for me that I really wanted to make everything perfect before I dived into the deep end. I think it's dived. Because those gave me excuses for not doing it. Like, oh, I can't do it on this computer. Oh, I can't do it because my intro video isn't done yet, or whatever the case may be. Like, I was just looking for excuses to not do it. And Joe says, I knew you were streaming on a Big Mac. Yes, I am streaming on a Big Mac. It's my 2009 Mac Pro desktop. And it's more powerful than my 2015 laptop, but it's still not fantastic. And maybe at some point...
She found the homes of those who lived here.
Oh, okay. So we actually do have people here. If at some point, I get to a point where people are actually able to subscribe, because I'm not an affiliate partner. I'm not an affiliate with Twitch yet. I need a certain level of followers and viewers per stream, so you guys are actually really helping out with that in order to be an affiliate and to get subscriptions activated. But once that happens, and some other things happen, if I get, when I get more editing clients and stuff, I hope to upgrade to a PC laptop so I can, one, have a better access to a library of games, but also have better internals to make the stream function a little bit better. But that's definitely down the road a little bit. We have, my husband and I, we have some money things we need to, not money things, but house things we need to work out and do in our new house before play laptops come into play.
Each window was dark.
Yeah, Joe is saying you have to get 50 followers, 3 concurrent viewers, and 7 unique broadcasts within 30 days. So I definitely have the 7 unique broadcasts, or I will have by the end of 30 days. The rest are difficult to come by. Each window was dark, so the people aren't here right now. I wonder where they are. I need to go find them. And what is that black smoke coming out? Is that just exhaust? I kind of don't want to breathe that in. Have you streamed before, Joe? Do you stream? Like, that seems like really specialized insider knowledge for you to know if you aren't streaming yourself. Just because what reason and effort for knowing it? And if you do stream at all, what do you stream? Okay, we have more of those papers we need to...
The doorway stood sealed.
Augie's saying I had 3 viewers on this stream earlier. Does that cover the 3 concurrent viewers point? It's concurrent is the important word there. They need to appear in more than one stream. So this is a good start to concurrent viewership. But I think I'm not sure if it needs to take place in the immediate stream afterwards, or if they just need to show up within that 30-day period multiple times. But it's a multiple times kind of thing for individual viewers. Because the whole point is to make sure you have viewers that are returning to your stream and aren't just coming in, dropping by, and saying, "Oh, this is awful," and leaving.
Even the streets are deserted.
Even the streets were deserted? Are deserted? There needs to be a linking verb there. Oh, and this is sealed off. Okay. Oh, and here we go for a battle. Let's take a sip of water before we do this. So these are the corrupted nests. You can see the darkness of them by the dark shroud of smoke that is encircling it. Oh no, we're doing different powers. Help. Fire. Coming out of the exhaust. I really like the ice power that it freezes your enemy for a time. I'm a fan of that. Oh, I didn't even see him. He was so small too. It was such a little word. This isn't working. How about this? See, it's a writer's journey. I feel like that all the time. I wonder if you die, if they actually make it, they wind up making it easier on you. Or if it's still the same difficulty that they've programmed for you when you started. Oh, we're not done yet. The ones that come from the bottom of the screen are hard to see because that's where all my menu bars are for my the menu bars for all my combos and my powers and things like that. Don't cry for me, Argentina. okay, though. Yes! Go us. That was not as hard as it's going to get, I'm sure, though. Oh, shoot. Dim. No, I'm not on the spark. That's not right. Alright, let's change over to Spark now. Because we're in Sparky Spark world. And that guy will be coming back. Right now. Goodbye. Oh. Shoot. I pressed the wrong buttons. My hands were not where they were supposed to be. What was I even thinking? Alright, we are on Spark, right? Yes. Waiting for Buggy Bug to come back. Rot. This isn't a ramp, right? No, it's just broken. So I wonder where all the people went. The storm shouldn't have affected the people too much. BCXV. Okay. But just like the library that got ruined by the tsunami, there weren't people there, there weren't books there. Not the library, sorry, I keep calling it a library. It was a school that we had graduation at from that one picture. There wasn't a lot of refuse around or images or telltale signs of people around or affected by, or I mean, I guess it's good we don't dying. Fire. Back to Spark. But I just wonder how long ago these things happened, because they seem like they just happened. Like with the meteor strike and everything. Though here we are actually seeing some pages torn on the ground and some more bugs. Some refuse littered around that indicates that people were here and working and probably left in a hurry if all their doors are sealed up and whatnot. Like they left, but they're still protecting their homes. Wait, did I deactivate that? Yes, I did. What's hot dang, Augie? I missed the hot dang. Is the awe for me dying again? Because that definitely deserves an awe. Maybe you're a little pathetic. But we're trying, and that's the important part. We're just getting sidetracked by more important things than the bugs. Okay, that's not all of them. Where are the others? Okay, there's one over here. Oh, shoot. Aim! Ah! Okay, we did it. Thanks, Bren. Nailed it. Thanks for raiding with me. I appreciate it. Hi, guys. Welcome to the story stream. Here we are playing Epistory, which I think Bren Nailed It has played on her stream too. I love all the plot bunnies, the bunny bombers. That's great. And here is where we are discussing the storylines and plot points of video games. And we're playing Epistory. We are in the Creation City right now. Going through and finding fragments of our heroines' lost journeys and lost memories. It's great to have you here. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you like what you see, please follow along. Oh, you were just playing today, Brenna? That's awesome. Where did you get up to? Oh, okay, so you got through this level and you're currently in the mine. That's awesome. I haven't obviously gotten through the mine yet, but we had to go back to the ice mausoleum at the beginning of this episode, or this stream, because I hadn't gotten all of the fragments to the story, and that's something that I'm concentrating on, is the story, obviously. So we had to go back, and that took a little bit of time, but now we are in Creation City and finding our way through. I'll have to check out your stream of it later, Brenna. Oh, right, I'm not on Spark Power. There are a lot of powers in this game. But I didn't finish... Oh, you need to go back to the fragments for Creation City? Yeah, I found 2 so far. I'm still searching for them. We'll see if we wind up exiting before getting them all. I hope not. It'd be nice to not have to go back in. But if we do, we do. Like, that's just part of the game. Okay, so we're back at the beginning here. So I think there was something back up in this area that we didn't unlock because we were what do you call it, illuminating the manuscripts on the ground, and we didn't get a done sound. I don't think we finished them. Bren says they're tricky. I myself got stuck on the wrong side of where I believe one is hiding. Oh, was that in the door section? Or are you talking about your other section, the mine section? Gotta run and get ready to hang out with some other lovely folks this evening. Have a beautiful day. Great job, Raiders. Okay, thanks, Bren. I will turn up my mic. Castabby is now following. Thanks for the follow, Castabby. I appreciate it. Where's my cursor? You guys can't see it, but... Alright, so let's turn up the mic a little bit and see if that sounds a little bit better. The mic for me, right? Your voice is also quiet, your camera looks okay, awesome. I appreciate you guys telling me. Lag comment? The game is a bit laggy. So, it is a little bit. I'm currently running at 25 frames per second, which is the max that I have on right now, but it might have dropped to like earlier in the stream we had like 15 frames per second. I have a new GPU. I have a new graphics card for my computer that I'm installing after this stream. So if the game is a bit laggy, it shouldn't be laggy for too much longer, just this stream, but we'll get it fixed. I'm working on a 10-year-old Mac right now, and it doesn't really like graphics very much. So we're doing it the best we can. I need to click back into the game. Aha! There's a place we didn't see before. I didn't mean to click tab. Emma, do you stream it yourself? And yes, starting off is very hard. This is my 3rd stream ever. And it's still a little bit scary. They're still like, oh my gosh, what am I going to talk about in the stream? What if I completely have dead air and just mess up all the time? And I've already died a lot. I've already had dead air. So I guess all the bad, worst things that could happen have happened, and I've lived to tell the tale, right? Like, that's all you really need to know, is that people will understand that you're human and are figuring it out as you go along, and hopefully those people will stick with you, and if not, I'll hopefully find an audience in the future. So I'm doing the best I can is what it comes down to. Yes, I agree. Anyone without any patience aren't worth having around. I appreciate your sentiments. Thank you. Emma said, it definitely takes time. Getting used to people coming and going was the hardest for me, not taking it personally. Yeah, there was someone who came in at the beginning of my last stream, and I was so thankful to have... Sorry, I'll finish that comment in a second. This leads me back to right where I was. I need to go somewhere new. There was someone who came in at the beginning of my last stream, and I was so thankful to have them around because my mic was on mute and I didn't know it, and they were around to tell me that, and then they signed off. After being nice about it and giving me like a perfect thumbs up at everything, that my sound was fine. And then they didn't come back, and I don't know where they went. It was hard to take it a little personally, like, or hard to not take it a little personally, because they're like, oh, did they just not like my stream? Did they not find interest with it? Because they were so nice about everything. But yeah, I'm getting used to that. Oh wow, you've had people been here for months and drop. What do you stream? Sorry, 1 second. Going up. Oh, you've been streaming since January. That's awesome. It comes with time. Yeah, having raids is really awesome. This was my first one, so I appreciate all of you raiders. Like, that was awesome, seeing all the plot bunnies and bunny bombers and everything. It was a lot of fun. This is definitely the most people I've had in my stream since I started 2 weeks ago. You had months of talking to yourself. Yeah, everyone's been there. Yeah, it is. It's also interesting having people come in and out of chat. Like, over the past 2 streams, I've gotten used to playing the game and talking about what the game is doing, but then going over to chat and making sure I'm not missing anything from all of you lovely people, and I'm thrilled to have you. I really appreciate you being here. It's just taking a little bit of getting used to all the different components. Okay, thanks, Emma. I appreciate it, and definitely enjoy playing games with your sister. That's awesome. I have a sister and a brother, and I love doing things with them. Talking to yourself takes time. Be patient and talk about anything you can. I love it. Yes, I appreciate it. And if you want to check out any of my other episodes, I do have the VODs still available, and I'm putting them up on YouTube in shortened clip form, so you can check them out if you want. I do get into some pretty deep topics and personal conversations. It's been an interesting journey so far, and I'm loving every minute of it. Yes, Joe, share some funnel cake with me. I love funnel cake. It's the perfect summer food. That and watermelon and lemonade. But funnel cake is always like reminding me of carnivals and great adventure and things like that. So funnel cake is great. Are you actually eating funnel cake, or are you just imagining having funnel cake? All right, I don't know where this last thing is. Maybe when I don't know. We haven't gotten a lot of the fragments yet, though. We've only gotten 2. Nope, we don't want to turn that off. Stop it! Oh, you actually made some funnel cakes. They came out all funny looking, but they taste yummy. I'm sure they do taste yummy, and that's the most important part. And funnel cakes kind of look funny to begin with, so I think you can't really go wrong with funnel cake unless you're burning the dough. I mean, it's almost like a Jackson Pollock painting made of dough, right? Like you're just kind of squiggling the dough everywhere. Or are you doing it a different way? You're making like more Zeppelin type things. Alright, I'm not sure. So we're gonna go to this section and see what happens. We went to the beginning though. Which is not really where we want to be, but that's where it put us. I'm glad you appreciate the Jackson Pollock reference, Joe. So we are back at the beginning. So where do we go? We already went that way. Where do we go from here? Why are his paintings worth millions? Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think he was the first to originate that kind of a style, is part of it. And there's a lot of modern art that I don't really understand, like signing your name on a urinal doesn't really say art to me, because you didn't create that. But there are people who actually tried to mimic Jackson Pollock paintings and just were unable to really put down the colors and the lines the way that he did. Like he was actually, as far as I know, I took an art history class, and I think my knowledge is coming from that, but I could be mistaken. It's possible. But he, as far as I know, he did his paintings to music and was actually really methodical about how he was putting his brush down to create those very chaotic works of art. And he did it to music, and he, like, it's supposed to represent like his emotions and his feelings and the music that he's listening to. So I think there was a lot of method to it, even though looking at it doesn't make us necessarily think that. I'm really not sure where I'm supposed to go now, because I haven't seen anything else that we haven't gotten. I mean, obviously there are places we haven't gotten, but I don't know where they are. And it seems that I'm averaging at least one really good getting stuck moment in every stream so far, where I'm thinking, oh, I need to go look at a walkthrough, and then eventually I figure it out. So we'll see if I can figure it out this time. I'm thinking we have to do something with those illuminated manuscripts back up where we just were, but I didn't see anything that made us go into a different area. But that's all I can think of, so we're gonna go check again. And there's nothing here. Can you get out on that? No, you cannot. Augie, are you still here? Do you have any hints about where to go next? did this. I love the these crystal shard type things. I guess they're fuse reactors or something. Some kind of maybe nuclear reactor, but they do look like little stars, little crystalline stars in the middle of these areas, which is really pretty. Here's one that's not turned on. Oh, there are a few that aren't turned on. Oh, okay, we found another area. Good. Let's kill the bug. I just assumed that most of the things here are going to be spark related power, so I'm just going to default to that. Aha! We found another one. Is it the last one? Did we do a thing? Not yet. Semiconductor. That's a nice long word. Oh, we did a thing. I don't totally know where that was, but we'll find it. So anything down here? Just before we... Okay, we already got this one. Nothing else? No, we had a chest over there that I remember getting. Yeah, I've been having a nice time hanging out with you too, Joe. Do you need to go, or are you still hanging out for a little bit? So that closed. Is there a chest down here? Why is this a ramp that I can get to if there's not a chest down here? Oh. Because there's an area I can get to here. Aha! 8, 9. I hate numbers. Especially since I don't have a number pad. I'm really good with numbers on a number pad, but I don't have one of those on my keyboards. There we go. And we have found another fragment. Awesome. Wait, let's get these up here. Joe's still gonna be here. I'm thinking maybe... Yes, definitely start chatting with Yo Erica, what's the deal? I love that. I've heard deal jokes my entire life, and I love them. I think they're great. Okay, we finally found the other piece, or the missing, whatever that was, manuscript. Great. 3 of 5 fragments collected. Let's go look what it does to the picture. Oh, we have a street sign here now that says no turns. Backwards. Okay, we're slowly filling it in. I still love it. I think it's really pretty. 2 more to go. Okay, but I'm not entirely sure where to go next. those the doorways that open down there? That archway down there? That might be something. Nope, not this way. Alright, that's already activated, I think. We did this already, but I'm not... I forget what it opened. Okay, it... Where is that? We will have to go in search of it. Okay, while we're in a relatively safe spot though, I've been streaming for an hour and a half and I have to go use the little girl's room, so I will be right back. Put you on the be right back screen. Okay, we are back, and I did just say that we were streaming for an hour and a half. It's actually been almost 2.5 hours. I usually don't last that long for bathroom breaks, so I was a little surprised at myself. Good for me. Okay, let's get the game back up. All right, where are we supposed to go now? Maybe since we completed this area, we're supposed to go back to the beginning and go down to the areas we were in before. But I can't seem to go that way. Okay. What other games do I plan on playing? That is a good question. I'm trying to figure that out, and if you have any suggestions, please feel free to offer them up. I love Undertale. I haven't played Deltarune yet, so I was thinking of playing Deltarune by way of Undertale first, because I think the storyline is fantastic there and merits discussion. Doki Doki Literature Club is also really good, obviously. Okay, here we go, back to teleporting. And I'm trying to find some other story-based games. I'm trying to see what would be good for now on my Mac for me that is available and isn't too CPU intensive. So I'm definitely open to suggestions. We still have a few more hours left in this, so probably a few more streams, a few more chapters. So I don't have to tackle that question quite yet, but I'm definitely thinking about it. You have some games that have great stories, but they're definitely not PG-13. Yeah, I think I'm modeling Scott's stream on this one and probably sticking with the PG-13 type of things. Like romance is fine, but graphic sex and lust and things like that, if that's what you're thinking, or a lot of curse words, probably not quite my thing. Trying to keep it family friendly. But if you have any good stories for me to play on my own, like I love good stories regardless of where they're coming from or what they're doing, I'd be open to checking them out. I'm always on the lookout for good games and good stories. How's your spicy story coming along, Joe? A game I've played with my brother, a great co-op game, is A Way Out. Have you heard of it? I don't think so. I played a co-op game with my brother. I'm not sure what the title of it was, though. I don't think it was A Way Out, but it may have been. It was, I don't know, I'm going, let's try this way. It was, you're in this place, and the other person has to talk to you about, with a map, and I guess you're in like a cavern type place, or it's a building, but there are definitely tunnels in the building. I'm definitely misrepresenting this game. So probably no, I have not played it, but co-op games are a lot of fun. I love co-op board games. I think they're great. Augie, Talk, and I played one this past weekend called A Forbidden Island. The Forbidden Island, I think. And it was a lot of fun. I love co-op games because you're not competing against anyone. I mean, you're there are forces of evil that or darkness or whatever, sickness in pandemic, that you're trying to overcome, but you're not being pit against your friends. And we won. We did win our game, barely. Like, I think pretty much the last move. On the last move, we won our game. But we won the game, and that's all that matters. Alright, let's see what the map says. If the map is helpful at all. Okay, so there's nothing really around us. We are at the edge of this area. I would love to get the next upgrade for the chest reveal. I'm not sure what that turquoise square is. That's not on my key signature. All I see right now are lifts. Okay. Yeah, that's a different game. A Way Out is about these two guys who have to escape prison, and they are seeking revenge after this particular person that kind of set them up and sent them to prison in the first place. Oh yes, that's very different. That sounds really interesting. You've been rethinking and rewriting new beginnings for the story, but you haven't written for that story in a few days. But thanks for asking. Of course, I like your spicy story. I think it's really interesting. And I love the fact that it's called The Spicy Story. I haven't written anything in a few days on my story either, so I know how that goes. I've been working on that pamphlet for my website that you've seen a few times in free share, Joe, and if you're on the Discord for Scott's stream, I've shared it there the past few days as well. I'm about to get into like the second draft of doing that, which is good. Okay, here we go, because I can't wait to make it better, because it is a little poopy right now, as all first drafts are. Okay. And we have a number box. 1, 5, 6, 4. 2, 3, 6, 4, 8. Ooh, 650, a nice small one. 4 of 5 fragments collected. Awesome. What does that look like? Sorry that I double clicked my tab. I don't know what that is. Does anyone have a clue of what that shadow is? Is it 2 people, do you think, in silhouette? I guess we'll have to find the next fragment to figure that out, but... Huh. I don't know. I'm really not sure what that is yet. Hopefully the last one, if we find the last one, we will at some point, definitely, will point us to the right direction and be clear about what that is. Looks like an alien spaceship about to take over New York. Yes, it does. Let's look at it again. I like your interpretation, Joe. I think that's a great one. It's Independence Day. Alright, so we have one more chest to find, and the way out to find, which will come with a really big battle, which will be really hard, and I'll die a lot, but eventually we'll get to the end of it. Alright, so where am I on the map, actually? So we're still down here. I don't have any more upgrades right now, right? We didn't get to that far? No. I wish we could take some points away from other things to put, now that I know that the map is actually useful a little bit more than I was doing. Finding, seeing where the hidden chests are would be really helpful. I wish I could take some away from, like, ice or fire. But I can't. So we won't. I'm not even sure where that section that we opened up with the illuminated manuscripts was. Not sure where those doors are. Come on, go that way. Everything got a little foggy and dark for a minute. I thought something bad was about to happen, but it was just the natural progression of the game lights in this world. So nothing happened other than just not knowing where to go. Okay. How do I feel about the Life is Strange games? I feel like, those sound familiar. I'm not readily bringing it to the front of my mind. Could you give me a little bit more about those, Joe? Those sound interesting. I like the title, Life is Strange, because life is very strange. It seems like it would have some good things to discuss in something that's called that. Okay. We need to find the way out. Just not this way, I was just here. Do. Okay, this brings me back to where I was 2 seconds ago, just from the opposite side. Okay, so these tunnels of water in the background right there, all I can imagine when I see tunnels of water like that, aqueducts, I think they are, is the episode in Avatar: The Last Airbender when Aang and Bumi have their flashback to 100 years previously, and Aang and Bumi, who is the, well, I won't say because that's a spoiler, who is older by the time Aang sees him again, we'll say that, are traveling down aqueduct systems in the Earth Kingdom, I think, or in the Earth Kingdom, and they're just having the best time. The biggest slide, exactly. All right, let's see if one of the other teleports does something for us. Okay. Open your mind to possibilities. Yes, exactly. So here's a brief section I found. The game's plot focuses on Max Caulfield, an 18-year-old photography student who discovers, it's a she, that she has the ability to rewind time at any moment, leading her every choice to enact a butterfly effect. After having foreseen an approaching storm, Max must take on the responsibility to prevent it from destroying her town. I love that. I don't have anywhere to write that down. Let me screenshot that. You'll hear my little screenshot. But that sounds really interesting. That's one thing I love about Max is they make it really easy to screenshot anything you want, basically. It's just a hotkey click, like a, hotkey, that's it. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word for a minute. All right, so are any of these doors different? Joe says, I'm really sad that Scott won't watch any more Avatar. I am too. I love that show, and I think that Scott would really enjoy it if he just got past season 1, because season 2 is really where the story gets going, and Aang starts taking on the responsibility of being the Avatar, and I think that's what Scott has been waiting for, but he just hasn't seen that development quick enough for him, and that's a shame. I mean, they still don't let me destroy them. They really should. And that's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for there to be not a lot of filler episodes, but that's what you get in a TV series sometimes. And he's waiting for the development of Aang to go from being an 11-year-old kid who's running from his destiny and take on the great battle that he needs to, and that's part of his development, you know, so that can't happen too quickly because otherwise you don't have a show. So I think it's sad that Scott has decided to not watch more of it as well. I'm just walking in circles now because I was talking. All right. It's not even about, I mean, it's about finding the last fragment, but it's also just about leaving the level and trying to find the next place to go. And I'm really not sure where that is right now. I don't think it's up here, though. I can't get on the ramp. There we go. You can lead a Deborah to water, but you can't make her drink. That's a great reference. For anyone who's used my map. My map doesn't tell me anything. My map is confusing. I'm at a lift right now. I still don't know what that little... I don't see any reveals on my screen at the moment. There are a few things I don't recognize on my screen. Map should show chests. It doesn't right now. I need to upgrade to the next part for it to show my chests. And I need 2 upgrade points for that. But I'm also, like I said, I'm also just trying to find the way out at this point. Because I don't even know where that is. But I do wonder if there's a way for me to get to the lift on the right side of the screen. I'm not sure if we've been to that one yet, and I still don't know what that teal triangle is, or square, because that's not listed in my key. Sorry, this is frustrating. If you're watching and just being frustrated about me being lost, I fully understand that. So where's this lift? Okay, so this is that one. So how do I get to the other side? Is there a way? I don't think I was just there. I was in the other part. Yeah. But there's definitely a spot over to the right that I haven't been yet that I need to figure out. Maybe that's on the bottom. Maybe that's on the ground. So let's go back to that lift that we just found and see if it takes us anywhere interesting or helpful. Onto the ground. Not very helpful. So what we need to do is get on the ground here and walk across, but I don't think we can. This level is frustrating. And I would settle for an out at this point. Whoa, 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 whoa. I walked right into them. This isn't working. How about this? How about looking at a walkthrough? Probably in a minute. So can't go that way. Okay. And we're not going to get hit by them right now. Okay, good. We were prepared for them this time. All the other little creatures are scare me because I see something moving and I think it's a bug and it's not. I can't go that way. So where on the map are we now? Oh, we're in this. Okay, so this is the beginning front section. I still don't know how to get to what's behind there, though. That's curious. Unless it's just this. Yeah, I think it's probably just this. Yep. Okay, well that wasn't where I thought it was going to lead. Get up. Alright. I'm going to pause for a minute and take a look at a walkthrough. I'm not going to show you guys it though, so you're just going to have this on your screen. Where's my cursor? There we go. I may have gotten that one. Do you like Kingdom Hearts? I think that might have a nice story and it's PG-13. Yes. My problem though is Kingdom Hearts available on Steam or is it just a PS4 and video console game? Because I can't play video consoles on my computer because the ports on my computer are so old that they don't sell streaming capable. Not available on Steam. Okay. Yeah, my computer doesn't. They don't sell stream capable video capture cards for my computer. So that will happen in time when I upgrade my computer. That'll open up a whole lot of extra games for me to continue doing stream going forward, which I look forward to. Alright, we're looking at the different locations for... Yeah, oh, right, I forgot about that. The point-and-click games, yes. I was thinking of The Night of the Rabbit. I've played that before, and I really love the story of it, and I think there are some great talking points in it. And it's also, it's one of those things I love, but also has a lot of things to talk about because there are some hanging plot points and things that don't get resolved. So I think that's something to discuss in setting up sequels and things like that. The two you know aren't PG-13, The Harvester and Leisure Suit Larry. Hey Jason, how you doing? Welcome. I'm still streaming. I'm a little bit lost at the moment. I'm trying to find, one, the way out, and two, where the next fragment is. I think I've had to have gotten that one. I don't even know. And it's frustrating because when you have only one more to get, you don't really know where it is. And this walkthrough, like most of the other walkthroughs in the game so far, isn't really helping me. Where am I on the map? I just want to leave. I just want to get out of here, or go to the next section, or find out where to go. If I play that, I'll finally know the story. Which story? The night of the rabbit. Is that what you're talking about? Didn't you start playing that? I'm the one who actually finished it, and I really loved it. And I think the graphics are great. I think that might be what I play next. Just as something different, or maybe something short. I don't know. I don't know how to decide. Maybe I'll actually set up a Discord channel and let you all vote for me. I am so lost. Why is my game freaking out? Is it freaking out for you? It's going between screens for some reason on my OBS software, on my streaming software. So these illuminated manuscripts opened a door somewhere, and I'm not sure I've actually found it yet. Oh, it's right here, actually, isn't it? Oh, and here's a chest. Okay. How did we miss this? And we have our final fragment. Yes. Oh, no, it's not a fragment. It's new upgrade available. Oh, I wanted that to be a fragment. Okay, let's go. I have 2 points. Let's put them in map so we can see where the chests are. And now let's go to the map. Star says hi. Hi, Star. How are you? I saw your video of the little birds. Are they? What kind of birds were they? Not parakeets, but I've seen them before. Were you at the zoo again? Of them crowding over Jason's shoes? Budgies? Budgies? That's a kind of bird, really? I don't see a chest on here. And we're still 4 of 5 for our fragments. I really wonder what that is. It looks like someone looking down through a manhole cover or something. I'm not really sure. Parakeets and budgies are the same thing. Oh, really? Okay. Good to know. Why do they have two names? Alright, so I upgraded my map and I still don't see chests. Unless I'm just blind. But I see where the nest is, so let's head over in that direction. Because the US does that. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, there's a... Joe says, I just found out I have Laffy Taffy. Green apple is my favorite flavor. That's awesome, Joe. How do you find out you have Laffy Taffy? How old must that Laffy Taffy be for you to completely forget you have it? Or did someone else buy it for you? We didn't do this one. What's this do? Okay. Where are you gonna take me? To the big battle? To the next fragment? To somewhere helpful? Maybe? You'd say it's a few days old. It's still soft, so it's good. Awesome. Yes, it has to be soft. The brick hard stuff is really hard. I forget where you're from, Joe. Have you ever had saltwater taffy? It's a New Jersey thing. It originated in New Jersey, where I am. Not where I am, but in the state that I am. But they probably have... Oh, you love those? Okay. Yeah, saltwater taffy is the greatest. I love it. Peppermint is my favorite. I also had some delicious peppermint stick... Whoa. This is new. Delicious peppermint stick ice cream this past weekend up in Massachusetts with Augie. And I definitely want to go back and have some with hot fudge. I'm kind of sad that I'm gone now. And we just discovered it. Or I just discovered it. She just took me there 2 days ago. Okay. Oh. What's your favorite flavor of, you're in Rhode Island? Oh, okay. So we're kind of close in the New England area. Yeah. I don't know if I knew that you were in Rhode Island. I feel like I would have remembered that. That at least you were that close by. Alright. Ash hatch. I call people ass hats all the time, so having that be like a PG-13 version of ash hat, is kind of funny. Joe says, I haven't had saltwater taffy in years. If they have an apple flavor, I'd pick that one. They probably do. I don't know. I'm not really... Yes. The two words that came up for one of the slithery guys was ash and hats, like right after each other, ash hat. So yeah, it was great. It's PG-13. I didn't know that. I forget what the rules are exactly, but yeah, good to know that I can say ass hat. Bye-bye, Simdoc. Can you hear me or do you need me to text? This is my husband. He's leaving for work. He's working overnight tonight. Just in case he's not. Tom, Augie is Audra. Okay. I need to get this door open. Somehow. Oh, I see where the chest is now. It's not anywhere near where I am, though. Do, do, do. Oh, that closes it. That does not work. Wait, wasn't it closed before? Yes. Okay. So those aren't being affected for some reason. Wah! He just literally appeared out of nowhere. No, that's not right. Yes, he shouldn't just materialize out of nothing. Is that a vent down there that he materialized out of? I'm gonna back up. Here, let's go over here and wait for him. Come on, little slithery thing. I'm waiting for you. I wonder why those other doors... Oh, they have different stars on them. They have different patterns too, so I guess that's why they don't open with the rest of them. I'm supposed to go down here. Shoot, 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 shoot. I had it, I was typing. Fine. So now they're back the way they started. I think I need to go back to this. And somehow maneuver this way. To where? I'm not entirely sure. I feel like I'm saying that a lot this game. It's one of those days. And we'll come down here. Is this where we just came from? Probably. Where are we on the map? Where are we in relation to that chest? That's cute, Joe. Why did the GPS coordinate get kicked out of class? He had a bad latitude. I appreciate corny jokes. I'm a corny person. So we really just need to go over and down a lot. Okay. But we can't because the gate is closed. Oh. Aha! I got you this time. You didn't get me. And I can do this from here and this should open this door. Awesome.
Thank you, thank you. Close.
I know I missed my combo on that, but I was thinking, thank you God that was close.
I swear. One of those things will get me someday.
I don't know what's going on yet. Oh, Laffy Taffy jokes? It's from the Laffy Taffy? That's awesome. guess with a name like Laffy Taffy, you would really want to, you know, emphasize the Laffy part of that. I like that. Alright, so we're making some progress, which is awesome. Still want to find that last fragment, but we have it on our map now, so we can hopefully make our way over there. Aha! It's right there. Right? Yes. We found it. We just need to get into it. Somehow. Well, we can open it up. That's an 8, 4, 6, 3, 6, 5, 7. So close. So close. How do we open these doors? So the chloride word reminded me of chlorine, which is currently a problem with the pool that my husband and I have at our house. And there's been some, he's been trying to get it up and running for over a year now. We bought the house a year ago and we couldn't get it up for last year, and he's been really working on it hard this year. Because the previous owners clearly hadn't opened it in over several years. Like the pictures that we saw of it on the realtor website were from 2013. And I know that because they tried to sell the house in 2013, and I found an old listing with those exact pictures. And other neighbors of ours tell us that they haven't had the pool open in several years. They hadn't seen it open. The unfortunate thing is, apparently, I don't know if anyone here knows anything about pools. I don't. But the copper level in the pool is so high that it's eating away all the chlorine, which, like, apparently, like my husband got it tested through the pool store here. They do a free water testing, and the copper level is so high it's off the charts, and we need to basically drain the pool and refill it, and that's the only thing we can do for it, which is awful, because he thought that it was actually getting better. It's blue now, it's not swamp green, and it's just a horrible, horrible mess. So chloride reminded me of that. Buying a house is hard because you don't know what you're buying. I don't know how to open those doors. There has to be something. Yeah, you don't want your pool looking like Swamp Thing was splashing in it. Yeah, we took off the cover. It had a smell. It was lovely. It was near black. It was so green, and there were organic components. I mean, that sounds really gross, actually. Just leaves, but a lot of leaves and algae growing on the sides and everything. It was a piece of work. It's looking a lot better now, but apparently the copper level just isn't where it needs to be at all, and there's nothing we can do for it. Apparently if it was lower, we'd be able to use chemicals to get it out, but nope. Alright, so is that anything? those gates, does that help? Organic components. It's alive! My specimens! Yes. Alright, and now I can't get through here. Which I think is where I need to go for the teleport, right? It says that there's a nest right by me. I don't see it. Oh, it's right here. Yes, we defeated that one. Okay, I can see the bottom from. Oh no, that's the other one. Never mind. That's the one we did at the beginning. Those doors on the lower level. Imagine that, someone using their pool as an incubator for some monster would make an interesting story. You should write that, Joe. Especially since we did that stream on creepy stories last time on Scott's stream. Were you there for that one? Horror stories and creepypasta stories. Alright. I don't think that's what I was supposed to do. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how to open those doors. Because that's kind of the clue to everything right now. I can get the last fragment if I can open those doors. I'm sure that's probably the way out into the next stage. Because I didn't really achieve anything else in that area. I think I need to read more scary stories, Joe. I don't naturally flock to them, but I enjoy them when I read them. And I definitely don't write them all that often, except that one werewolf balloon story, as I called it. I forget what the actual name was. But the one where the man turns into a werewolf and he's escaping everywhere because he doesn't want to be a danger to people. Were you around for that story? That was one of my first on stream. Alright. I don't know how to open these doors. Open sesame. Open sesame, whatever the code word is. Did I submit my story about the mom dressing up and playing soccer? Yes, I did submit it. It was actually the dad, not a mom. Yeah, I did submit it. I'm in the process of, they're in the process of weeding through things. Like the submissions are now closed. They were closed July 8th. And they're in the process of narrowing down and reading them for voting purposes. So I have the link to the website up on my phone, so I'm kind of checking it periodically to see if any new updates have come. But that's one of my favorite stories that I've written. And you gave me that idea, right, Joe? I think it was you that gave me the idea of the grieving father, or the grieving parent for a lost child for that story, and that was great. I really appreciated the prompt. I really loved the story that came out of it. I'm really lost. I'm not lost. I know where I am. I just don't know where to go. Okay, my game is freaking out. It doesn't like the tab screen, apparently. Is it freaking out on your end when I... Yes, you suggested the idea in chat. Yeah. I really like how it turned out. When I go over into tab mode, on my software, it's like blinking in and out of the tab screen, the menu screen, and the game. Is it doing that for you guys too, or is it just something my software is doing right now? No. I feel like right now everything is telling me no. Can I reach anything else from here? I'm just seeing if I can reach that indicator down there, but it doesn't look like it. I can reach the one over here, except it doesn't do anything. Okay. How do I open those doors? Okay, there's nothing up here that I am missing, I don't think. Yes, it's blinky. Okay, good to know. Then I'll try to not do that. Alright, that doesn't help. I literally don't know what to do. So we're gonna hang out here for a minute. I'm going to go check a walkthrough. I really have no idea how to open those doors. Because I can't access... Well, I can't access that, but that's not going to do anything for me anyway. I've been through here. I don't see anything even remotely helpful. Except for that, but that doesn't open the doors. That opens this door. Let's see if there's anything else that I missed over here. No. I can't. There's no words on that one to open doors, okay. And I need to get through this door to be able to do anything. Either door. Any door. What is this even do? Oh! Intensity. Okay. Did we figure it out? Are you gonna help me open the doors? Are you going to do literally nothing? Oh, does that mean I can capacitor? Yes. All right, awesome. We didn't need a walkthrough. Yay, go us. Let's see these while I have things up. Nice. Let's go get our last fragment and find our way out of here. I'm sure we'll have a big battle coming up, because we usually do at the end of a chapter, if we're at the end of the chapter. But I found all the fragments, so we should be pretty close. Yes! 5 of 5 fragments collected. Yay, let's go look at our picture. Oh, it's a puddle. Okay, Oh, and that's why the no turns is reflected inside out. I was wondering why it was backwards. Nice. I'm not sure why the surrounding areas are white exactly. I thought that would get filled in. But it looks like our Hera is moving somewhere, leaving somewhere, coming to the city. If she's making it her home. We'll have to see how the story unfolds. But nice. And we'll go back this way. Maybe this will be a shortcut. Oh, that'll be a death cut. Okay, yes, it was a shortcut back to here. Bad. Yes. And now this door is open and we can go through. Yes, awesome. We did it, guys. We're not quite out yet, but we figured it out. Dilated shock. Alright, where are we now?
Corrosion is killing the city. Its arteries are clogged with rust. Its home standing empty.
Yeah, that's not good. Oh, there's the big battle. Alright, am I triggering any other text anywhere before we get into that? Doesn't seem like it. Just a lot of places for buggies to come at me. Alright, are you ready, guys? Here we go. The big battle of chapter 3. We found it. Yay, yes. I don't know if that's a good thing. My computer is big time lagging on this because there's a lot of information here. Wow, this is not easy. Sorry, I'm not going to be talking a lot here because I expect this to be intensely difficult. Post the raven nevermore. Post the buggies nevermore. Yeah, the words are so intense, they're lagging the whole game. The bugs are so intense. There's so many of them. Oh my gosh. I'm just trying out different powers here to see which one works best in a multi-raid, bug raid. I'm not really sure yet. Because with the fire, it burns the next spur, but it doesn't do multiple enemies, and it doesn't push them back. Okay. These are actually putting fire now. Ooh, it is really fast. I like the slugs. So not quite as quick.
She brought life at dead men. And calmed the storms.
Africans, I don't know what that is. If I remember it when we're done here, I will look it up. Are we done? Imagery. I don't like the fast ones.
Praying for the souls of empty.
Woo! We did it without dying. I'm really surprised. I'm actually also surprised they didn't add ice into that, but I guess they didn't want us to get so overwhelmed with having 3 powers at the same time. Yes, we did it. Praying that the souls who lived here would someday return. Yes. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's I think put some points into spark magic. Since we have our map all evened out now. Great. Now we're going back to the bridge. I can't wait to put my new graphics card in my computer. I'm sure all of you will like that too.
She had grounded the storm, tamed the lightning. And come away stronger. So she left the city behind.
For a second, I thought those were fossilized slugs. And nope, they're just there. They're just chilling. which thinking that they're fossilized slugs actually reminds me of a show that I watched with Augie's son this past week, where there were these, it was a funny little kid show, I'm not sure what it was called, but there were these eggs of different colors that were dinosaur eggs, and it was all about dinosaurs and everything, and the different colors, you're supposed to say the different color as the dinosaur hatched, and then it would tell you what kind of dinosaur it was. But amid all of this life hatching and life affirming kind of creation of dinosaurs and everything, they had fossilized dinosaur skeletons littered all over the screen, and it was really creepy. It's like, what message are you trying to send here? All right. What's my favorite Disney movie? Oh, that's a hard one, Joe. I think that's a really hard one, because if Beauty and the Beast had come out before The Little Mermaid, I'm pretty sure Beauty and the Beast would have been my favorite. But for nostalgia reasons, The Little Mermaid is my favorite, and also that movie gave me a redheaded character to believe in and love and not feel so alone with when I was a young redheaded child, and there was no one else around me other than my family who had red hair. So I love The Little Mermaid. I love the original story. I love the Disney story. But I also really adore Beauty and the Beast. So they're kind of in my top two slots, pretty even for different reasons. And I really, really, really want the library. Like, my favorite setting of a Disney movie is the library in Beauty and the Beast, of course, because you can't not love that library. As a writer and a reader and someone who just loves books, I want that library. Like, the prince is nice, but give me the library. All right, are we ready to see what happens for chapter... Wait, we already saw what happened for chapter 4. Because we came upon chapter 4 in the last stream when we were searching for chapter 3, actually, so I'm not sure what this is going to reveal to us, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, just more land. Okay. A lot of more land. I feel like I hear a bug.
Before lay a great mine.
Oh! Aha! I heard bugs. Oh.
Lying empty or deserted.
That's a good word. Oh, I forgot the one I was going to look up. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone from my brain. I don't remember. I blame...
She knew great treasures lie within.
Yes. Like more memories.
Perhaps great horrors too.
EXUV. That's the bottom row of... Move over, Prince Charming. I want the books. Yes, absolutely. So what's your favorite Disney movie? Another reveal. Wow, this world is getting bigger and bigger. I love it. I think when we get to the entrance of the mine, I will, is this the entrance? Yes. I'm gonna pause it here, or stop it here. Crystalline Mine. Nice. Because this is the next segment of the game, and we've been streaming for almost 4 hours, 3.5. So I'm going to stop this episode here. Thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I love having company. Let's see. Joe says, as far as the music, not many things can make me as emotional as Circle of Life and Pocahontas. I adore that song, Joe. Both of the songs in Pocahontas, that one and the river song. Once Around the, or Just Around the River Bend, I think is a great inspirational song for finding your life and just being on the lookout for what is right for you. I love that song. But Circle of Life is a... Wait, you mean Colors of the Wind? Circle of Life is from The Lion King. So I think you mean Colors of the Wind, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's okay, Joe. We all get mixed up on those things. It feels like the Circle of Life. Yeah, got your films confused. So which one is it? Is it Circle of Life or Colors of the Wind that you prefer? And yeah, I didn't catch that at first either. I just figured it was Colors of the Wind. Yes. Did you ever see the oh gosh, I want to say Sookie, and it's not Sookie. She's the character Melissa McCarthy played in Gilmore Girls. Melissa McCarthy did a lip sync battle to Colors of the Wind, and it was fantastic. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but if you YouTube it, I'm sure it's up there. Melissa McCarthy, Colors of the Wind, and it's just hysterical because Melissa McCarthy is a comedian, and it's great. So I highly recommend watching it. Okay, so I think that's all the time we have for this stream. You ain't never... Wait, I also like You Ain't Never Had a Friend Like Me. Okay, now you're just messing with me, Joe, because that song is from Aladdin. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Give a follow if you haven't. If you want to hear from when we go live, we'll be going live on Wednesday next Wednesday at 3 p.m. So thanks all for hanging out, and we will tackle the mine next. So I'm excited to see what Epistory has in store for us. I'm loving the game so far. This stream we got a little bit confused, a little bit lost sometimes, but we made it out. We have all the fragments, we have all the pictures, and that's fantastic. I'm really happy about that because we want to try and keep track of the story and what's going on. So we spent a little time at the beginning of this game cleaning up some of what we didn't get last stream. So thanks all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.